our last video, where we'll be taking a dive into the mysterious world, into the scary world, into the thrilling world. It's time to transfer hats. We're no longer putting in work. It is now time to go total stealth mode on them. It is now time to go total thriller on everybody. We are watching. We are ready. Today we're going to be taking a dive into the scary world of serial killers. So this is when a family secretly films a killer, then captures it. That's what we're going to be reacting to today. So I hope y'all having a blessed one. Like, comment, and subscribe. And for this special, I brought out my weapon of choice. My weapon of choice in the zombie apocalypse is a battle axe. Let's get this going.
What is he taking out? He's taking out. He has gloves. He has gloves in his hands. He has gloves. Gloves and what else? The blanket. Oh my God, that is my blanket.
When 19-year-old Mia Marcano goes missing, it isn't the police who uncover
Oh, she's so pretty. She has a big ass forehead, but she is pretty.
the biggest clues about what happened to her.
And pray for this family as we watch. It seems like we have become sensitized to the things that we see nowadays, but let's not grow cold heart, if we can help it. So pray for their family, for peace and abundance in the Lord Jesus Christ, for abundance in love and grace and forgiveness. Amen. Not just material things, no, but that God wraps them, and so they know that it's okay. It's gonna be all right. Let's get it.
But her family. In fact, it was through their own investigation that they would not only uncover a suspect, but it was Mia's family who, through their own determination, eventually caught the culprit on camera. In 2021, 19-year-old Mia had just started her second year at Valencia College, where she was pursuing an associate in arts degree. She was balancing her education and
Did y'all see that? I went like this and then held it like this. Like, wait, where is this? Unless I'm with this. I am Ragnar Lothbrok.
employment at the Arden Villas Apartments in Orlando, some 200 miles away from her close-knit family in Broward County, Florida. She also lived at the same apartments where she worked. Though they didn't know to be concerned at the time, Mia had recently asked several of her family members if they could come to Orlando for the weekend to see her. When no one could, she instead decided to fly home to Fort Lauderdale for a visit, though her family was excited to have her back home. There was a chilling reason Mia felt like she needed to get away. Not knowing what was about to unfold, her aunt Simone later recalled this.
I felt like she was a call for help when she asked us all to come this weekend and no one couldn't make it. I feel like it was a call for help and I wasn't there for her. I wasn't there for her.
At 5:06 p.m. Friday,
And that's the thing. A lot of our family members be calling for help, and we can't even hear them because we're so busy and rooted in ourselves. And that sucks, because if we don't help each other out, who will? And what happened when that person right next to us passes away from a suicide because they felt that nobody had their backs when you were right there? Come on now.
September 24th, 2021, Mia sent a text to say she was waiting for the Uber to take her to the airport before she would fly home. After this, she suddenly stopped responding. All calls to her phone went straight to voicemail, and all text messages said that they weren't delivered. Given that Mia was incredibly close with her family and kept in near constant contact with most of them, they likely noticed something was wrong within mere moments of it happening. However, it wasn't until a few hours later that her family became certain something was amiss. Her grandmother and grandfather later spoke to a police officer and tried to explain her sense of urgency at the time.
I would say about 6 or 6:15. My husband and I left our husband to go out to dinner. I said, strange, Mia hasn't called me. I called. And the phone just said, calling mobile phone. So I figured it was in the area we were in, was dark.
This is why you gotta be close with your peoples, the ones that actually care about you, and let them know the things that they need to know. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for these parents and how consistent they were and how determined they were, this killer would have got away and would have did it again.
So I called again, stayed pregnant. My stomach started to hurt. I'm not psychic, but I can always tell when something is wrong. Because I wouldn't call Mia more than twice and she'd not answer. Even if she has to say, Mama, I'm doing something. Mama, can I call you right back? Mm-hmm. So I went to the airport. And I waited and waited and waited, and there was no Mia.
When Mia never got off the plane, it confirmed her family's worst fears. Little did they know things were only going to get more twisted from here. They reported her missing soon after, and one of her family members called 911.
I'm calling to find out if I can have a wellness check, please. For the address? Correct. I just wanted to know if an Uber picked her up or not. And then from then, her phone has been completely shut off or dead. We're not sure. We had a friend go over, but they're knocking the door and nobody's out there. I just want to make sure that she's not there.
Okay, I mean, I can get a call center for a deputy to go out there, but a deputy is going to do the same thing. He's going to knock on the door, and if no one answers the door, he can't break down the door.
A taste of...
This call and lackluster response from police would set the tone for the investigation. An officer eventually did go to Mia's apartment at Arden Villas, but there was no answer when they knocked on Mia's bedroom door. When they tried to open the door, they found it locked from the inside. They then headed to the window from outside. Please note that the police department made redactions to the video, blacking out what the officer saw inside Mia's room. When they went around the front of the apartment, the officer was met by Mia's cousin Kaylee, who, after realizing that Mia's location was turned off on her phone, decided to take matters.
This is too many red flags. There's too many red flags.
Into her own hands and start looking for her.
No, she's definitely not in there. But, she's not in there? No.
Did you see any, you couldn't see inside?
Yeah, no, I saw inside.
Did you see any bags?
I saw 2 suitcases under her.
Oh, under her bed?
Yeah,
oh.
I'm not sure if that's...
I think that was always there.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that...
Did you see a teddy bear on the bed?
I can't remember now.
You want to go?
Yeah, it was...
If she was fine, then she would bring it.
Yeah, the room, it looked clean. Didn't look out of place.
The window, yeah. Open the window. Yeah, you said her window is open? Yeah, she opened it.
Ultimately, the officer left. Law enforcement would fail to recognize the urgency of Mia's case until later, perhaps only when it was already too late. With this less than helpful response from police, Mia's cousin Kaylee looked elsewhere for help.
And the security guard, Jay, was here, and we approached him, asked him if he knew anything, and he said yes, that he was here when the police were there. And we said, okay, if you could please just accompany us so you could tell us about what happened when they were there.
Because they knew Mia's door was locked, Kaylee and Jay headed to the window that the officer had looked through.
Once we heard that the window was unlocked, we automatically knew that that was off because my cousin had installed the window locks on all of their windows to prevent anyone from opening it from the outside, especially with them being on the first floor.
Right.
When we went up to the back, he showed us the window, and we, of course, tried to avoid touching anything because we didn't want to interfere with anything. He did mention that he saw fingerprints and that he took some himself with some tape, because when he asked the police officers to take some that were there earlier, they said that they were not going to, because it wasn't that type of case, I guess.
Later, the security guard would allege that when he tried to hand over the fingerprints, the deputy actually laughed and said, "This isn't a high priority case."
And that is police being assholes. How many times have we heard about cops over the dispatch making fun of people calling in emergencies? Are you kidding me? Some of these cops have got to go. Get them fired. Get them out of here.
However, this allegation has never been proven. Jay's immediate frustration for how the scene and Mia's case was handled was palpable.
And now I'm getting mad because one of y'all deputies came out here, did not do the job that he was supposed to do. Me being a security guard, I should not have had to do the stuff that I did to have an officer come out here and look me in my face and tell me to keep the evidence that was lifted off of the windowsill. Oh, a couple weeks from now, maybe we'll need it. No, you're supposed to take that now.
As strange as it was that the locks had been removed from Mia's window, it was even stranger that through the window, Kaylee could see that Mia's bedroom door had actually been barricaded from the inside by a small bookcase. Then she noticed something else that would later become integral.
While we were back there, I was looking at the parking lot, the woody area behind with the fence. We were like, why is there a chair behind the fence? He said, oh, it's been there for a long time. And I was like, it's kind of weird though, because the placement of it looks directly into their windows. It's kind of at a slight angle, so that was a little bit concerning. But he was like, no, that chair's been there for a long time. So I was like, okay, no problem. While we were back there, he mentioned another thing that was odd to him was that most people in the guest parking lot don't park, like parallel park, in this one corner, which made sense to me because there are parking spots that go straight there. So if you're parallel parked back there, they can't get out. So he said what was weird to him is that there was a large tire trap.
This all seemed to hint that some awful fate had befallen Mia. But what exactly remained to be seen?
Into the apartment, we all put on gloves and again asked Jay to come with us just to, I guess with the name security, he made us feel more secure having him there. We went into her room, avoided touching anything, and we immediately noticed that her room was in a disarray, very out of character for Mia.
However, even more shocking was the sight of something still in her room.
She has her decorative pillows, her sleeping pillows, and then, of course, the king of the world, her Teddy. So Teddy usually sits right on the bed if he's not going with her wherever it is that she's going. If she's going to work, there's times that Teddy goes to work. Every trip, Teddy goes. Teddy's been on vacation with other people. Teddy has lived his life.
With this in mind, her family knew she wouldn't simply have left the bear behind. And yet Teddy was still in her room. This meant one thing. Mia hadn't left. She wasn't not answering her phone. And her phone wasn't simply dead. She had been taken. But the teddy bear wasn't the most concerning thing discovered in Mia's room, as Kaylee explains.
When we walked in, the cubby that was blocking the door was in the walkway, and there was, her chain was busted. She usually wears two chains, one that says her name, and then a second one that has a heart pendant. So I know the chain.
See, this is so good that her family actually cares. They're able to tell these details about this young lady that will help the investigation.
Is the heart pendant one, because the pendant was missing.
Yeah.
And the Mia one would have two separate pieces. So we saw that her bangles, she has a lot of bangles, and they were given to her as gifts from like old family friends. So they're really sentimental for her. So to see them on the floor was a lot. To see them bent that way, I was like, okay, there's definitely something wrong here. Then we also noticed the blood on the pillow, and we were thinking like, of course you look at it and you're like thinking, well, maybe it could be old. But then we're like, but she would have tried to get that out, or she would have at least put a pillowcase on to cover it up, because you're not going to be sleeping on a naked, bloody pillow. Yes. So that was a little bit concerning.
Unless you're a Viking, like Ragnar Lothbrok.
As well. After that, we continued to look around the room and found little bits and pieces that just kind of indicated that there was some type of struggle. The bed was moved. We could see the grooves in the carpet were different. They were here, and then the legs were pushed off. The bed head was kind of crooked. And then while examining underneath the bed, someone flipped over the rug. She has a blue furry rug, and found a box cutter. When we saw that, we were like, okay, that definitely can't be Mia's.
The box cutter would turn out to be an important clue, as would the item they found in the trash, a single rose. Already feeling like Mia's disappearance wasn't receiving the kind of urgent attention they knew it needed, the rest of her family traveled the same day she was reported missing to gather at the Arden Villas apartments.
Shout out to this family, bro.
To continue the search, knowing that this was the last place she'd been seen. They would soon have a shocking and disturbing interaction. It's unclear exactly what happened in the moments prior, but one of Mia's family members began recording when someone else showed up, claiming to also be looking for Mia. The person recording kept their phone either in their pocket or their hand covered the camera, as we can't yet see what was happening until later. We can, however, hear the mysterious person talking with various members of Mia's family, including her father.
I'm too old for it. It's her friend Tati. Tati knows our relationship. I promise you. Nothing like that. Tati woke me up out of my sleep to come here to see if I saw anything, because we didn't know you guys were here. You're not hearing about it for the first time tonight. Yes. I was going to see.
Text messages?
Me and her haven't talked for like a few weeks. Like I told you.
I'm glad they recorded that, because we sound suspicious as hell.
Try to fall back. I'm older than her, so I don't even have her number now. All seriously.
Mondo worked as a maintenance man at Arden Villas, and he met Mia when the two became co-workers. In fact, he'd started at Arden Villas right after Mia, around 2 months prior to her disappearance. Now, around 3:45 a.m., approximately 10 hours after Mia was last seen, and though he lived at a different apartment complex, Armando was unexpectedly back.
You know what? I was about to say something about him being a black dude, bro. But then I just went back on the history of freaking just America itself, bro. Whether you're black, white, brown, America is just full of criminals. Black, white, politicians, governors, pedophile rings, organ collectors, which means they kill you for your organs. No cap. There's literally a market for that. Don't ask me how I know. But I look at him just like, yeah, it's another American, man. Really. And I love my country. I'm just saying we're freaking crazy.
Back at Arden Villas, this obviously struck Mia's family as odd, but the entire interaction would only become more concerning.
Where's her roommate? Because I heard you had a recent conversation with her.
Though it isn't shown in the footage, Simone, Mia's aunt, witnessed something fall out of Armando's pocket when he first got out of his car, something that looked like a key fob. This would turn out to be crucial later.
Yeah, seeking her wall, and I dropped off the vacuum because I was bored. Other than that, it's just work.
You never let him the apartment to fix anything.
Before I have, yes. We had to do all the apartments.
But I noticed a lot of stuff, because I set up the apartment myself. I set up certain
and
things.
I seen you.
And I seen you.
Oh my gosh. People. So y'all know I'm black and Spanish, right? Our names are similar, bro. Oh my God, bro. our names, and he's black and Spanish, bro. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. Amen. Keep me safe, keep me away from evil, from inside and out. In the name of Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. That is freaky. That is freaky. That is. Y'all saw me, bro. I looked and I looked again. I said, Armando Caballero. Bro, that is nuts.
Ready too. I seen you be trust me, bro. I got all good vibes. I'm not like that. Nah, but I wouldn't even came out here.
Yeah, but from what I'm hearing, I didn't hear nothing good about you yet.
Really?
I promise you.
What Armando didn't know was that because Mia was so close to her family, they immediately recognized him as someone she'd told them about. And because of what she told them, they were likely suspicious when he showed up at Arden Villas.
Oh, this is why these parents are a dub, bro. These parents are a dub.
A text message like that, like trying to tell her, express your feelings for her.
As a regular thing, when the property was...
How is it a regular thing if you just said that you're older than her? Why is it a regular thing if you're expressing your feelings to her? Why is that? How is that a regular thing?
Why'd you cash out for that amount of money?
She said she had to help you.
She had to help me? My daughter would never tell you that.
On my soul, she told me that.
She would never tell you that.
On my soul, she said that.
You just told me that you haven't spoken to her for so long.
Yeah, because that was a while ago.
That was a while ago?
Was this week.
That was a while ago?
I'm in her cash app. That was this week.
You see, Mia had complained about Armando, though he told her family he didn't have her number and claimed to have last spoken to Mia a few weeks ago. It would soon be revealed that that wasn't even remotely true. Mia often took screenshots of the things Armando was texting her and sent it either to her family members or to her friends. This included when, in the week before she went missing, Armando sent her a random Cash App payment for the amount of $600. Though Mia declined the money, she sent a screenshot of the message Armando included with the payment.
Good job for this young lady, man. There's a thing with men, and I blame men who are doing this. But it's the way that society has changed. If half of these men would go to France or Brazil, they would not be doing what they're doing. Some will be doing what they're doing. They would still be killing. They would still be possessive. But if half of these men would just go to different places and see the different cultures with other women, they wouldn't be possessive. They wouldn't feel like, this is what I feel like. I feel like in this situation right here, he feels like, I need this pretty girl, and I can't let her go. He's stalking her. He's sending her money. He's obsessed with her. I don't know where I was going with that, because now I just lost my train of thought. But I'm going to say what I was going to say anyway, because I don't give a damn. Armando's possessive. What happens if you go to a country to where you don't have to be possessive? There's so many beautiful women. There's so many, people who don't care about that. They don't care about, other people. They will love you for who you are. And if you got money like that, to send off the fly, they would never do you wrong. Ever do you wrong. I mean, Mexico, Brazil, Dominican Republic, parts of Taiwan, they would never do you wrong. You never got to be possessive. You never got to be, so dominant to the point you're hurting your relationship within yourself too. That's detriment to yourself. You're hurting your ego. You're hurting your pride. What man has to be so possessive over a woman that he has to kill her? What man has to be so obsessed with a woman that he has to kill her? Now, I ain't gonna lie, gang. We've all been obsessed with a girl. See, I went back. See, this is how I know I'm still a child, bro. I went back to like times I was obsessed with my childhood crushes, but there was this one girl, bro. Oh, man, she was the most beautiful thing in the world to me. And I got her, you know what I'm saying? I ended up making her mine. But as being a child, I didn't know how to treat somebody who I loved and who I admired so freaking much. I didn't know how to treat her, man. I really didn't. Most beautiful girl in this fucking world to this day. Not anymore, but, you know, in that moment, you know. But, yeah, just being obsessive, it's not worth it, bro.
To a group text with other Arden Villas employees titled Off the Casa. Armando wrote to Mia, "Mamas, good morning. I don't want you to feel any way about me giving you this. Like I said from before, you grew on me, and I feel I didn't have too much of a reason to be in your face unless I was making a difference, because I'm just a man, and that's how I see it. From hearing you vent about your fam situation and hearing..."
And see, this is what I mean, bro. He feels like he felt betrayed. He felt betrayed, gang. He felt betrayed. This bitch don't love me. He went crazy. He became possessive and he felt like, okay, I've given you money. I've given you my heart. I've spelt my heart out to you. And you still don't want to reciprocate? Alright, bet, bitch. Let's get it. That's exactly what he said in his mind. That's exactly what it said in his mind. I'm so sorry I'm hyped up, y'all. I'm trying not to go to sleep. I guess it's my late night energy.
Hearing about how you're not able to live your life fully because of the difference in responsibility, and from the first...
But he felt betrayed, though. He felt betrayed. After spilling all this, and you still don't, you know what I'm saying, reciprocate, and I've sent you money, and all this stuff. Yeah, man, he felt like betrayed, bro. Now, if a chick says no, Negro, that means no. Nigga, that means no. Nigga, white, nigga brown, nigga yellow, nigga purple. No means no, motherfucker.
Few times I heard that, I've been planning and wanted to bless you. But it's not much, but it's yours. Enjoy it how...
A blessing that turned out to be a curse. Nah, keep that blessing, boy. Keep that blessing.
Whatever you like. I don't want it back. Don't send it back. That was money I was putting up from turn to spend on dates or gifts for you. But I'd rather just give you the money so you could do what you actually need or want with it. Her friend responded to the screenshot. It just sucks that he works with you because I would keep it, but if you don't do what he wants, he gonna act crazy. Mia's friend likely had no idea how true that was. Armando had an interesting explanation for the Cash App payment.
Because her mother didn't pay her rent no more. And when we was doing 10, we've been friends already since June. And I know Rashid seen me, her, and Rashid chill. There's nothing there. I never came after hours. I never...
I hate how our names are so similar, bro.
Bothered her off. Did they take a statement from you earlier on? I just found out she was missing.
You saw her today?
Just found out, but I found out a few hours ago.
And you saw her today?
At work, yes.
Have you done any work inside that apartment?
Not recently.
So when?
Man, I love this family, bro. They are questioning him like he is on the stand. And they are the prosecution.
Maintenance person that was in the apartment yesterday. 2 days ago. Somebody was maintenance.
You had to be there recently because you told me that you bought the fan there. So you were there recently.
This is an integral question. As Armando was in maintenance at Arden Villas, he had an assigned key fob, which could access every single apartment, and that worked during business hours. For after-hours maintenance, an on-call key fob was shared among the maintenance staff, with the device in the possession of whomever was on call at the time. 3 days.
Perfect. Perfect.
Days earlier, on Tuesday, September 21st, Armando had delivered some fans to Mia's apartment as there'd been flooding. The maintenance request had been legitimate, but the troubling issue of Armando's access to her apartment hadn't escaped Mia's family members.
That was Tuesday.
So that was the
you were in this apartment on Tuesday,
I didn't
right?
do work. I just dropped the vacuum off.
Bro, something adding up, bro.
She had a leak from her living room to her room.
Coincidentally, like that just happened. You know what I'm saying? That just happened. That leak just all of a sudden just happened, just out of the blue. Only in her room, and then the thing.
There's nothing I could physically do to do that.
All right, and the person who went into there too went through the window too. You know what I'm saying?
So, you would not guess it, but there is a dishwasher here. This thing, once again, I'm showing the dishwasher.
All right, but you got access to that place too. Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
You have
right or wrong? You have access to it, right?
You have access to the apartments, right? As a maintenance worker, you have access to the apartments.
Yeah.
And what is your protocol when you're going into the apartments? You guys just knock and go in?
We knock 2 or 3 times. We wait. Nobody answers. We open the door. We knock again. We stab the door. We wait. Nobody answers. Then we enter the apartment.
As police would soon find out, Armando isn't telling the truth here. Mia's family member, who has been recording this strange encounter, finally raises their phone and captures Armando in the footage. He can be seen standing next to an officer.
As of right now, you have sent obsessive texts to Mia. We have all seen the text. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash out her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch. It's on text. As a matter of fact, we're going to get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case.
As it would turn out, because Mia had sent so
Okay, you have to be a judge in order to do some things like that.
many of the texts from Armando to her friends and family, the police didn't need to pull Armando's phone records to see that something was off.
There's evidence of obsession, you're fascinated with me.
It's not only from my side, so don't try to make this.
No one's saying that. It takes.
She's not here to defend herself right now.
Obviously, she's missing. So we're talking to you, who've been going back and forth.
I understand that is your family.
Whoa.
But until we figure out what's going on, just don't beat me up.
Nobody beat you up.
I'm guilty.
So you put yourself in the middle right here. You brought yourself over here.
The entire interaction with Armando out front of Arden Villas was odd, but what Armando said next did nothing but raise suspicions against him.
I've never done.
What'd he say? What'd he say? What'd he say?
Nothing bad to me. Where's the? Never done it.
The videos capturing this incident end abruptly after this, but Mia's aunt describes what happened next.
Armando got in his car. The officer never searched the vehicle. I don't know if there's procedure. He never looked in the vehicle or touched anything, told him to mind on with nothing. The vehicle took off.
Okay, he had no reason to search the vehicle. He had no legal right to search the vehicle. All these are allegations. Even though they have the evidence, it's not conclusive that can say, all right, we have a legal right to search the vehicle. All this is inconclusive bullcrap that they can throw out in court.
They went to the maintenance room. They came.
Besides the Cash App stuff. If they have a good prosecutor. Now, obviously, this evidence is good evidence, right? If you have a good lawyer, bro, all that is minuscule. Where is the hard evidence at? Which could be that phone. I could be wrong. There could be hard evidence. Who knows?
Came back. Armando then left.
After driving away from the officer and Mia's family members, Armando was seen again driving around the buildings with his lights off. One of Mia's family members noticed something else that was incredibly concerning about Armando.
I noticed, so it almost looked like he had bronzer on, because this area was it was puffed up and slightly bruised, like reddish. But how it was dark in the night when the light, you could see, when skin is stretched to a point that it shines, because with the swelling.
Knowing what they did of his fixation with Mia, his return to the Arden Villas apartments the same day that Mia went missing raised red flags for her family. Little did they know, Armando was hiding another, even more disturbing secret. The
Bro, this is good, man. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. Let's go.
next day, there was still no sign of Mia anywhere, and it was only now that the police would begin to take the case seriously, though slowly. Someone from the Harris County Sheriff's Office even reached out to the Orange County Sheriff's Office about Mia's case, and there appeared to be a distinct lack of urgency.
Okay, I mean, it hasn't been turned over to a detective yet because it takes up to 5 business days.
Oh, to consider someone missing?
No, I mean, there is a case number already attached to this, and there is a case. I'm just saying that they don't have it assigned to somebody, but that does.
I believe one day America will get back to true justice. I believe one day that America will get back to, or get to a place where true justice matters. Maybe like the early 2000s is the best time for all Americans, or maybe a few years, or the year of 9/11 and the couple years after that was the best years for all Americans, black, white, and brown. But I believe one day that America will get back and get to a place where it is fair for people all across the board.
If we make contact with her and we run her name, we know she'll be missing because she's in the system as missing.
So who normally has, so you have a missing persons division?
This is considered a missing persons, and they're not open today. They'll be open on Monday.
As investigators finally started to look deeper into the case, they spoke with Marlon, Mia's father.
So my theory as to what happened is that she was in the bathroom, and maybe she was now getting home. Either she was in the bathroom or she was now getting home, and the person was under the bed. Okay. The person was under the bed, so they had the box cutter and everything. And either when she came in, they startled her, or when she was coming out of the bathroom. Understand? It's the person who we suspect is somebody who works here. I heard about it. Okay.
Her family also gathered again, this time inside Arden Villas.
The police officers came and they said they weren't going to do anything but file a missing person report. She's an adult. They can't do an Amber Alert because she's over 18. But according to that officer, this is a typical college room that doesn't seem to look obstructed or tampered with. He said they weren't going to do much until a couple days.
This is why when you have a college teenage girl, you never send her too far away. If she's like more than 3 hours away, bro, or 2 hours away, if I can't drive there, you're not going. Like, you're a young college girl. And this is the thing about Americans, bro. We forget about the shit that happens in our country until it happens to us. We forget about the things that could happen, that happens to everybody else around us, until it happens to us. You do not send your kids anywhere farther than you can drive. And that's something that I've learned. I'm learning. I'm about to be 30 next year. I just turned 29 this year. This is something I've learned. You do not do that. I don't give a damn if you want to go to, sorry, it's thunder, and it scared the crap out of me for a minute. You do not go send your kids off. If I'm in Chicago, you're not going to Florida. If I'm in California, you're not going to Virginia Tech. It's not, no.
It becomes more.
If you haven't got any information, if you haven't heard from her.
As news of Mia's disappearance spread, calls flooded in as people tried to give any helpful information to aid in the search.
And what do you want to report?
We just got a message saying that a girl had been missing since 5 p.m. yesterday, and me and my roommate around, I'd say maybe 7 p.m., and we heard a girl and a guy, and they were screaming, but it didn't sound like good screams. It sounded like really bad screams. And we actually went downstairs to see if we could find anything, and there we heard a woman and a man screaming at each other, arguing in an apartment on the first floor. I don't know if this would be helpful information, but it was something that stood out to us last night. And after hearing about a girl going missing.
Thank you. Now, people would say she's snitching. People of some type of community, of certain race, would say she's snitching. Kiss my tall, black, ashy boot talks. That, bro, are you serious, bro? Are you serious, bro?
Today, I figured I should report it just in case it could help.
All of this was helpful, but Mia's family was already sure they had a suspect, Armando. Mia's family had been right.
Oh my gosh, what if it's a twist? What if it's not Armando? What if it's not Armando?
It did appear that Armando was obsessed with Mia. In one screen-recorded video, it can be seen that Armando was sending her long, multiple
What is this? Bro, as a man, even to your wife, even if you are married, even if you are mad, you never send a woman something like this. I don't care how much you love her. I don't care how much you think she loves you for your flaws. She's still a woman, and you're still a man. There's something that men do not do, and that's freaking just spill out all this crap about feelings and nonsense, and they say they love it, but is it true? Come on, we've learned over the years it's not true. They only want a man like that until, we're not even gonna get into that. For the most part, and for every man, be safe. Just like Shaq says, you can't trust a woman and what she says. They don't even know what they want to eat. So when a man says, hey, keep your emotions not bottled up, but don't be sending no overwhelming text messages that, bro, this is nuts. A man does not do this, man. Listen here. You see a paragraph, let me see how, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say 5 sentences at the most. And if you're really mad, I'm gonna give you something P, right? I'm gonna give you something P, right? So let's say she arguing with you about whatever, and she sent, this is supposed to be something a chick does, bro. But imagine she sends you this, right? You just text back, okay, cool, alright. Or okay, cool. That's it. Oh my gosh. Now, I might turn a little fire into a blazing inferno. But if you really pee and that's really your baby, you can turn that situation into something magnificent, boy.
messages. Part of these messages say, quote, "You drew back, which I understand, because you a woman and you don't know me that well, so you need your boundaries. I know I come off strong and crazy." After screen recording the messages, Mia sent the video to a group chat, writing, "When does it stop?" The issue of Armando's text messages would come up again and again as police began interviewing her friends.
And Jasmine, can you tell me what happened in a group chat between you, Mia, and the other individual?
Yes. So basically, we have a group chat where we talk about like normal things that are happening. But in this chat, there's just been multiple times where Mia like will send over screenshots like we do of like people that we're talking to or just things like that. Sometimes complaining or just having issues with like Armando sending her long text messages out of the blue, emotional messages to her even when she was barely giving him like real responses back. Sending her long emotional messages, getting upset at her for not responding to him, all types of things. And from the start, her making it
If a woman doesn't like you, brother,
clear that although she did,
there are so many women in the sea. But we gotta get to a place where we believe what we say. If you say you're gonna open up that business, believe you're gonna open up that business. If you say you're going to be successful, don't just say it, envision it, and believe it. When it comes to these women, no, you don't have to be possessive. You don't have to be, okay, if I can't get her, I can't get another woman. Bro, you are tripping. There are women, all you gotta do is just talk like you've been talking to every other woman. Some are gonna say no, some are gonna say yes. It is what it is. But those ones that say yes, shoot, we in the door with it. Those ones that say no, hey, peace and love, have a good day. But when I say all you need to do is believe in yourself and go out there and get it, bro, there's no reason for it. Like, I'm 29, bro, and I'm not worried about dating at all. And he's 27. He was possessive over a college chick. I'm over here chilling. I have no chicks. I'm solo dolo, bro. No cap. I refuse to. If I'm not dating a Russian chick, or no, not doing it.
Did find him attractive or whatever the case may be. She has never necessarily wanted anything serious with him. They have never dated. They've never been involved in any aspect like that.
That detail didn't seem to deter Armando. In one text to her friends, Mia wrote, "Then if I don't respond, we know he getting the paragraphs ready."
I always found it weird with that because I'm like, she's young, like she's 19, she's a freshman. I always found him to be weird because I'm like,
19 and you're 27, bro. If she says no, bro, it's a no, gang. You're 27. You are not Brad Pitt. Is it Brad Pitt? It is Brad Pitt. She's legal, yes, but she said no. It's okay if she's interested in you. She said no. I hate how our names are similar, bro. I freaking hate that.
this girl is like a young girl. She's not trying to be tied down with you, like, you know?
Bro.
And she made that very clear to him. So that's just...
You're a maintenance worker, bro. She's in college. Those kind of things matter, bro. If you're 27 and you're hollering at a 19-year-old girl, you better be having figures, bro. I mean figures. At least 6 figures saved in the bank account. You don't need $1 million. Whoever told you that, it was a damn lie. But you better be on your way to collecting more and more and more. There's no way as a king you go get a princess who's not even a queen yet, and you're not even a king yet. You're 27 as a maintenance worker, and you think a college girl wants you. Come on, man.
The thing for me.
Did they have any...
It's not about looks. It's not about looks. Looks go away, man.
Ever have any altercations with each other or any kind
of fights?
Yeah.
They never had any fights. He was very much a like messagey type of person. Like I never had any situations in regards to like her telling me like, oh, they got into like actual altercation. She did tell me that recently he tried to like make us not a scene, but like be petty towards her at work. He said it in a way like it was drawing attention because people were kind of like, dang, like why'd you say it like that towards her or whatever. And she was like, in the chat we were talking about like that's crazy that he's trying to like show out and call you a weirdo and stuff when he's the one that sends you long dramatic text messages every single day.
Mia sent a text to the group chat saying, "Y'all, I'm confused," and a screenshot of a message Armando sent her saying, "I don't got any more patience with you. You honestly showed me the type of person you are. Like you said, people fall for your looks. Well, I seen the type of person you are. I don't got the energy or the fakeness to tolerate giving myself to you even as a friend. We two different kind of people." Armando also texted me a quote, "Just leave me alone if you don't have no intent to show any significance in my life."
So Tuesday would have been the 21st. So September 21st was the last. And can you tell me what that message said?
Yes. So
he said his mind, if I can't have you, can't nobody have you.
We were talking like normal. She said, I saw Armando just now. He had to bring me the blower and he was like, I think I cleared my mind enough and I'm ready to follow you back on Instagram. Because like I said, he would get overly emotional and obsessive over her. So like if she was posting and doing things and not talking to him, he would get upset and send her messages about that. So then she sent a screenshot after he left of what he said. And he basically said everything else burnt out out, but respectfully, I can't lie. I would have loved to taste you or see how it was at least once. And she said, y'all help me with the F, like asking what she should say to that. And I was...
Should I speak? Should I speak? Go ahead, speak, Pastor. Go ahead, speak. When a woman tells you no, brother, there's something that you must do. What is that, Pastor A? You must move on. Why, Pastor A? Because number one, you seem like a creep if you don't. Number two, your mind starts to circulate on things that it shouldn't be circulating on. Because she already said no. Right? There's some women, if you're suave enough, right, where they have said no, but they end up being with the man anyway, with consent, because that man had enough what? Suave. He didn't just message a woman. No, he talked to her. He made sure that she knew, hey, these are my intentions. I'm gonna be here no matter what. And he kept it like that. He didn't message her. He wasn't doing no creepy stuff. And by the end, about a month, maybe 3 months, she ended up being with him. Why? Because he was a rock. Steady. Steady in who he was and steady in what he wanted. You understand? As a man, we do not become overbearing over a woman. We got things as a king and as a leader we got to take care of, man. We're trying to build here a purpose, a legacy. You understand? Being over emotional and overbearing is not what we do. Preach to him, Pastor A. Preach to him. Go ahead now.
Was like, what do you say to that when it's coming from a crazy person?
Right.
And she said, no, for real. I'm like, whoa. And I said, I would be like, let's keep it cute, friend, because I don't know what to say. And I basically said that because I was like basically like deflecting from the talk because you guys said like we're just friends.
Armando replied to that text from Mia saying, right, whatever, you out-cooled me. I really didn't take no L. Why you trying to be so cool? I get it, it's over. I knew it was you making it seem like I'm making a mistake. So all the way through, I'ma let it go, just holler at you at work, bucko. But it seemed that Armando didn't take her rejection.
This seems like some stuff we do in like 6th grade, bro. Like this is like some, hey, do you like me? Yes or no? He's still a child, man. He's still a child, bro. In his mind. In his mind. I mean, he's still trying to live some like high school, middle school, elementary school love scene, bro. And it's like we're grown now. Be a grown man. When she says no, move on. Do what Cat Williams do. Get the brush out. Keep on pimping. Keep on pimping, baby. That's my pimping move. Yeah, I'm my pimping.
Well, Mia's friend Rashid shared a similar story.
He started sending her like not like just like paragraphs. It was I could swipe and read it, and it was so much to read that I was like, dang, like I didn't obviously read through all of it, but she would show me like some of the stuff she was saying in some of the paragraphs, and how and I was telling her like he's crazy or whatever, and then he was buying her all this stuff. He was giving her stuff like every week. He got her like these flowers that were in her room, the blue flowers, because she had, I guess he overheard like a conversation that she wanted him or something, or saw on our phone or something.
In another screenshot Mia shared, Armando wrote to her, and you ain't showed one concern of even giving me the opportunity to gain ground with you. If anything, every time I felt like I got closer to you the next day or the next hour, you acting colder. This ain't the grounds to the beginning of something good. I haven't been nothing but frustrated and confused the majority of the time. Mia wrote back, yo.
Seeing how possessive he is getting me frustrated, bro.
I spoke to yesterday perfectly fine. Then I went out like, damn, why do you always have to act like this? Like, can you just chill? Armando texted back. If I have no reason to act like this, then you tell me one situation where you did any gesture to validate me, small or big, to make me feel special. A bagel, a lunch, a real compliment. At least a real...
You sound like a...
statement of what you think about me, because I'm really starting to think you cold-hearted. Armando's obsessive behavior wasn't just over texting, as Rashid explains.
One day I opened up my apartment when Mia was staying there, and he was outside doing something. And I remember it because I opened the door to open the door for her, and I was gonna lock it behind her, and he was there, and she was like, "Oh hey," he was outside my apartment,
just standing there.
Now he was working on something, but like it just progressively got weirder and weirder, and whatever. After like time started passing, and she started seeing like who he really was and stuff. She told me like she was kind of nervous that he had the keys to her apartment. And one time she mentioned that she left her house one time, the AC was working perfectly, and she came back a little while after, and the AC was broke. She was stuck on 79, and I know like the maintenance people, like I know it's easy to mess with the AC, you feel me? And he was the on-call person, and so I'm thinking that he like messed with the AC because she would have to call the emergency line, which he has to respond to because it's after hours. So she said that she didn't want to call him, so she went to get another maintenance guy to come fix the AC.
As Rashid shared, Mia had a good reason to be worried.
Some of my other friends have told me that he said stuff to them, like she found one of my other female friends found him like in their apartment. He was like, "What are you doing in here?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm fixing something." I remember she had said something to her. I think it was like along the lines of, "I just want to like take a nap in your bed" or something like that. Like it's weird, you feel me?
Yeah, that is.
After speaking to another resident at Arden Villas, it seemed that there was a pattern in Armando's behavior.
I had just gotten out of the shower too, and I heard knocking and maintenance. I didn't want to answer it because I didn't put in a report. And then I heard the door open and I heard it close. And then when I went out, they were still out there knocking, but I did hear the door open and close. I got dressed, opened the door, asked him if he needed anything, and he said, "Did you put in a report for your dishwasher to be fixed?" I told him no.
Perhaps finally realizing that Armando needed to be investigated, police spoke to his boss, Lemuel Arroyo.
How would you describe Armando?
I would say very peaceful guy, very easy to manage. You know, I was very happy with their performance. To keep eye contact, sometimes avoid eye contact. Now there all this going on made me think, why sometimes when we're talking, he trying to not look at me? I don't know.
Although he was...
This is another man saying that. I don't know who's watching this. I don't know how many females to male ratio it is yet. I don't care about that right now. I don't even care about my views right now. I just plan on just trying to be who I am and be the best that I can on these videos. But as a man, you always look another man in the eyes, because you can always tell when they're wrong, or when they got something going on, or when they're trying to be mischievous, or when they're trying to hide something from you, or when they say that you're homies and they really not your homies. So you look them in the eyes and you see who they really are. You know what I'm saying? And you find out that they're not the person that they really are. So if you're looking away, that means you're hiding something. You're hiding something.
Was known at work to be private.
Stop showing his name, bitch. Stop showing his name.
Armando had been in a bit of trouble before. Years ago, after setting off firecrackers in his college dorm, he lost his football scholarship as a result. With his job at Arden Villas, he was attempting to start fresh. Friday, the same day that Mia went missing, Lemuel noticed that Armando's body language and behavior was off when he received his work uniform.
But then when he left, he was shaking. Even without we knowing all this was about to
happening, you know?
And you've never seen that before out of him?
No.
Noel, who worked in maintenance with Armando, also saw Armando acting strange on Friday.
So he was more quiet, you thought?
He was more quiet.
Was that
I asked him, yo, you okay? He said, yeah.
If you feel like, look at this brother, bro. Not an ugly brother, right? If you feel like you not getting no play where you at, move, Negro. You do not have to be who you. I've seen the most ugly, bro. This is my word on my daughter, bro. I'm sorry, God. Let my yes be yes and my no be a no. I'm sorry. I've seen the most. He's my brother, bro. He's my homie. When I say the most.
Yeah, you said the
ugliest dude. Ugliest dude, bro. Bro, when I say the most ugliest dude, bro. He has hair missing up here, dreads on the side, teeth look like bro, ugly brother. But when I say I myself took notes when it came to him, he has girls upon girls on top of him, gang. Why? Because he's himself and he stays confident in who he is. If you don't like me, you don't like me. Keep it moving. But I am who I am. And he's so confident in that women love it. Beautiful women, ugly women. And you mean to tell me if you're more confident in yourself, young man, that you can't get that girl or get any woman? And this is for you young men too, who are being overwhelming and overbearing and over emotional. Sometimes you gotta withdraw, say, hold up, let me take a step back. Let me reevaluate myself before I go out there. Because you can't let a yes or a no take you off the rails from who you are. If she says yes, we're not going to get overbearingly and, get overexcited and, you know what I mean? If she says no, we're not going to get too down in the dumps and start to become over excessive. And no, we keep this shit P. All right, bet. All right, have a good day. Oh, you like me? All right, bet. And I still keep on walking. I don't even put my name on the phone yet. I don't even put... shh.
The change you noticed was that he just seemed more quiet.
With this in mind, investigators take a look at the records of who used the maintenance key fob. While the officer only turns on the audio of her body cam a few seconds before the following footage begins, it appears they're talking about Armando.
My biggest concern is he has right now a fob that can get him access to every apartment because he's on call. Mm-hmm. So I was going to have one of my employees just erase the fob, but the only way to do it is to literally go to each and every apartment door with a cancel key, because unless we have the physical fob, we can't just erase it. You have to go to each individual lock and do what's called an interrogation report, and then load that to the computer, and it gives you the lock history of everything.
The worker from Arden Villas eventually gets the report on the lock history for Mia's apartment.
Shout out to all my veterans who served this country, and shout out to all my security guards and bouncers. You heard me? Because I've done all three. Big dog.
This is that. That's my on-call maintenance fob at 4:34.
So that's before, correct?
Yes. But I don't understand why he would have been there.
Is it Armando?
Yeah.
To most, this would seem like particularly damning evidence, but it only got worse. While checking out an apartment that was set up the same as Mia's, though not her actual room, the officer asks a chilling question.
So he accessed her room at 4:30, correct? Mm-hmm. There's no service supposed to be in her room or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm. And I don't remember if I saw that he left with that fob. She would have been home, so if he was just hanging out, now I'm worried, what if he was literally waiting for her? It got my head all screwed up, I can't know.
Because of the record of the key fob, it was clear that 30 minutes before Mia's work shift had ended, Armando had entered her apartment. And it also seemed that he had never left, or at least there was no record of him leaving. Mia's key was then used to open the door at 5:06, and as the worker suspects, it looks like Armando could have been waiting for her. By reviewing the security footage, investigators spotted Armando driving a golf cart near Mia's apartment, which coincided with the times the maintenance key fob showed it was used on her front door.
Are you fat, bro? Self-esteem. This is why I asked him if he was fat. Some of y'all like, is he fat? Why does that matter? Self-esteem. If he was at the gym, he would have met somebody for damn sure. If he was running with a group with a whole bunch of women, he would have met somebody for dang sure.
They also uncovered what they believed to be the last image of Mia as she walked to her apartment just before she went missing. While there was the possibility of an innocent explanation, on Thursday, September 23rd, Armando had asked Mia if she would have time to talk about something mysterious on Friday, the day she went missing. Mia had replied, "What do you want to talk about?" Armando wrote back, "It's nothing big, but if your day is busy, it's whatever." Mia replied, "I'll let you know how my day goes." However, there was one other piece of evidence that didn't quite fit. 2 hours after Mia went into her apartment, Armando called the Arden Villa's office staff and asked to be let into the front gate as he was responding to a maintenance call that was made around 7 p.m. Just 5 minutes later, someone used Mia's key fob on the exterior lock of her apartment. It would be nearly impossible for Armando to have been at the gate of Arden Villas and then 5 minutes later unlocking Mia's door. The question was this Mia herself, and was the timeline of her disappearance a few hours later than her family believed? Or was this evidence of her kidnapper using her key fob? While the police may have still been collecting evidence, Mia's distraught family members already felt certain that they knew where to look for answers about Mia's disappearance, with Armando Caballero himself. While continuing their search for Mia, some of her
I can't wait to find out where he lives at, bro.
family members decided to begin surveillance of their own, and they would soon uncover some of the most chilling evidence yet.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I happened to overhear Armando's address when he was giving it to the officer. And I said, I'm going to do a pit stop. Put it in the GPS, and we continued to his house. He didn't see us at first. I made a U-turn, and I went into the parking lot across the street from him. Here's his apartment complex. Here's my vehicle facing him. That's when he started touching the indentation of his car. He tried leaving the complex last night with his lights off, and he hit another vehicle. He was touching, so his vehicle is dented.
It became clear to them that the police hadn't searched Armando's apartment yet. It was then that they once again began recording, this time catching something truly shocking on camera.
He has gloves. He has gloves in his hands. He has gloves.
Gloves and what else?
The blanket.
Oh my God, that is my blanket.
As they watched, Armando carried a blanket that had once belonged to one of
A blanket.
Gloves and what else?
The blanket.
Oh my God, that is my blanket.
As they watched, Armando carried a blanket that had once belonged to one of Mia's family members and that had since been given to Mia into his apartment.
He knows what we look like, and he's looking at. He's looking to see who's following him or whatever. Where the other police?
Mia, Kelly, call him back.
I'm videotaping.
That's it?
Mm-hmm. I'm videotaping him. That's why I can't call.
As unsettling as this discovery was, the incident with Armando was far from over, and it would only become more chilling. Later, Mia's Aunt Simone shared,
This crap, we've been 40 minutes in almost, and it just keeps getting worse.
with detectives what had happened after they stopped filming.
Someone's got a picture. I started trembling. I couldn't drive anymore. I just pulled in. Another Hispanic guy got out of another car, 2 cars down, came across the street. He videotaped the truck. He videotaped me. He took pictures of me. He took pictures of my license plate. Then he told me, get out of your truck. Get out of your truck. I didn't get out. He laughed. Across the street, he went back, and he does this again.
This behavior, along with the discovery of Mia's blanket, seemed to solidify, for her family at least, that Armando was behind Mia's abduction. However, this interaction with Armando would come back to haunt them in the most chilling way. Armando then left his apartment, but returned 10 minutes later. When police were able to find Armando and tell him that they wanted to look inside his apartment, he surprised everyone. He gave permission for Mia's family to search through his apartment while the police stood by.
Is it like a quilt type of blanket? Yeah, like a quilt-like blanket-like thing. So if you see it, just let me know. That'll just give more bolster to the search warrant.
It appears that this frantic search was not recorded, but Mia's family didn't find her blanket. It seemed that when Armando left, he must have disposed of the blanket. Either way, no other evidence was found, as Armando wasn't arrested or even brought in for questioning. In fact, soon after, he ended up leaving his apartment around 3 p.m. Approximately an hour and a half later, he was officially named as a suspect in Mia's disappearance.
We all know that words have power. They set things in motion and make us happy.
But to her family's frustration, he was already gone. His apartment was then secured, and at around 6 p.m., more than 24 hours after she was last seen or heard from, the Orange County Sheriff's Office released a missing persons bulletin for Mia.
Orange County? Isn't that Florida? That's Florida, right?
By now it was becoming clear to at least some.
Bro! You're in Florida and you tripping about a 19-year-old pinhead little girl? Are you crazy? Pinhead. Studying, books. Pinhead. Not, pinhead. Book, nerd. Somebody who's in the books. College kid. What the hell? What? What?
That the police knew they.
Bro, if I was in Florida right now, I wouldn't even have to talk half the time. Most
hadn't started their investigation as soon as they should have.
Oh, you know, took the report, I guess.
And I'm older than him.
I mean, if they saw the blood and everything, it didn't take long for.
That was the end of it. For some miscellaneous papers and stuff. Passport, about 30 euros.
Bro, you are in the state with probably the second most beautiful women in the world, man. Oh my gosh. Y'all already know which state got the most beautiful women. We ain't even gonna, because we already know. We already know. The second, Florida's definitely number 2 though, for sure.
Ballots, checkbook.
It was around this time that calls began flooding into the police department, but not to aid in the search for Mia, but rather because Armando's friends were calling to complain about Mia's family and their investigation.
Yesterday, they pulled up to my house. I don't know if they were following my friend Armando, because my friend Armando, supposedly he was talking to the girl that's missing. I had no idea what was going on. I came to my house, and then some fat bald guy came to my house. He was yelling at my friend, "Oh, you kidnapped my daughter! You kidnapped my daughter!" I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. I literally just came from my girlfriend's house. What's going on? I'm confused. He was, "Oh, my daughter's missing. He kidnapped my daughter." And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, I'm so confused. And then they just came to my house. They were at my house and just arguing. I'm completely lost now.
But even Armando's friends had questioned him about his possible involvement in Mia's disappearance.
Yeah. And I was trying to ask him, like, yo, you sure you didn't do anything? And my mom was on the phone too. I'm like, my mom was like, yo, you sure you didn't do anything? Are you 100% sure? And I was trying to make sure, because that's someone's child that's missing. Yeah. I was like, yo, you sure you didn't do anything? He was like, nah, I didn't do anything.
Tell friends, bro, you grilled that mother. And to all the friends, to all the male friends who let their homies beat on their girlfriends or wives, y'all are not friends. This is not the 1900s.
I didn't do anything. And my mom prayed for him on the phone. My mom said, if you didn't do anything, God will protect you. And if you did something, you will reap what you sow.
Along with looking
Get him! Get him! Jesus Christ!
for Mia, Law enforcement continued to search for the now missing Armando, based on him using the maintenance key fob to enter Mia's apartment a half hour before she returned home from her shift. The search escalated when an even more disturbing piece of information was revealed. Jessica Decker, a manager at Arden Villas, had found something strange.
Then the other thing that concerned me was there was an on-call message last night at around 7:01, and the message said, "This is Tristan Thompson. It's on the first floor. It's just on the opposite side of the apartment."
Yeah.
And it said the AC was out.
Okay.
It's a female unit, and an officer went over there the evening and knocked on the door, and they didn't call emergency maintenance.
Okay.
And that concerns me because of the timing of the last fob reading, which was 7:16, where her fob was used, but nothing was locked. So we got that on call at 7:01.
Mm-hmm.
He called my leasing manager at 7:11, saying that the gate wasn't letting people in, and she had to talk him through how to manually turn it off.
It was now clear that the fake maintenance call had actually been made by Armando, and the call he made at 7:11 p.m. to the office staff to open the gate on the night of Mia's disappearance had been his attempt to establish an alibi. Police also suspected that since he was probably not actually at the gate, he was the one to use Mia's key fob just 5 minutes later. A press conference was scheduled for 1 p.m. on Monday, September 27th, but that planned media briefing was postponed when a shocking discovery was made. Armando had finally been found, but it wasn't the result anyone was hoping for. His body was discovered in an apartment complex in Seminole County.
I felt so defeated, like, this was the person we wanted to talk to, to find out, like,
It's so crazy. As soon as I paused, something said, just play back. You will reap what you sow. You always reap what you sow in this world, man. You always reap what you sow in this world.
just say something, you know what I mean? Like,
Nothing in Armando's interactions with Mia's family had given any suggestion of his intention to escape justice in this way.
he was way too confident in how he came across. You understand? I don't know.
Mia's body was found on Saturday, October 2nd, 5 days after Armando was found dead. Mia's body was discovered in a wooded area behind timber-scan condos in Orange County. She was found with her red purse and wallet, wearing jeans, a bra, and a robe, and a necklace with her name. Her body was mostly skeletonized and bound with black tape around her wrists, ankles, and across her mouth. Due to the state of her remains, a cause of death couldn't be determined. However, there seemed no doubt as to Armando's.
You will reap what you sow, boy. And that's for Late Night Thrillers episode number 1. Shout out to the family who, you know what I'm saying? We don't let our loved ones go. No, we don't do that, bro. Especially when we got all this evidence against you, and this is my daughter. Police can talk about it later. We about to go handle something now. No cap. Shout out to that family, man. Protect y'all loved ones. Protect the ones who love y'all too, man. And be worried for the ones who say that they love you when you don't. And they don't. This is it for episode 1. This has been long as a motherfucker. Have a good night, y'all.